Hello my VOOP friends. As most of you know, NewBeeDrone released a new NX69 connector some time ago. The latest batch of the NewBeeDrone Hummingbird V4 Tiny VOOP and the new NewBeeDrone RaceSpec V2 Tiny VOOP are both shipped with this NX69 main connector so that they are compatible with the NX69 Nitro Nectar Gold 300 mAh ATC LiPos from NewBeeDrone.
I've been flying the NX69 main connector for a while now, and I'm generally very satisfied with the performance of this system. However, this first batch of the NX69 system unfortunately also has the drawback that disconnecting the connector can sometimes be difficult. It is not always the same, but with some LiPos the connection is very tight. That is why I want to give you a temporary solution for this problem in this video. And yes, I have of course already reported my feedback to NewBeeDrone, but NewBeeDrone probably cannot react immediately because the first batch was likely so large that it will last for 1 to 2 years. That is at least my theory and my experience with Chinese production. That is why I had no choice but to present my solution to you. In addition to that, I also show you in this video how you can replace the NX69 connector if necessary or desired. To disconnect the NX69 connectors, a certain technique is required, and some practice. And long fingernails are definitely an advantage. The first step is correctly positioning your thumb and index finger on the connected NX69 connector. It is important that the fingernails are placed at the very edge of the LiPo battery, and that the fingertips are positioned as close to the LiPo as possible to ensure as much pre-tension as possible. This starting position is important and is the basis for a good result. The second step is removing the NX69 connector by squeezing your fingers in a short, intense movement, which can be divided into 2 small steps that are carried out smoothly. First, the fingers are pressed together as hard as possible, and then the force is smoothly directed toward the NX69 connector. The fingernails act as a lever to direct the force toward the connector. With some LiPos, the connector is already removed after these 2 steps. With most, however, a second run of this process is required, and with some LiPos, even a third run. It is important that you concentrate all your strength into a short moment. You must not work hesitantly. All your force must be focused on a short, intense moment. It is best to practice the movement by plugging and unplugging the LiPo or your LiPos a few times. And after 10 to 20 plug and unplug cycles, your brain will automatically choose and store the easiest movement for you. Practice is, as always, the main part. You now know the theory after this video. Now you have to do the practice. And yes, I know, friends, it is not the perfect solution. Of course, it would be nicer if the NX69 connector were perfect, but it is the way it is. And that is why I looked for a solution for myself and for you. It is not perfect, but I can live with it. The performance of the NX69 connector system is definitely very good. Unplugging is a bit tedious, but with this technique it is fine for pilots like me who often fly only 6 to 12 LiPos in one flight session. For pilots who fly 150 LiPos in one day, it is probably not yet a sufficient solution. Feel free to write your feedback in the comments. My conclusion is that the NX69 connector system from NewBeeDrone with this technique is a good connector system for pilots who fly a small number of LiPos per flight session. I know many pilots who fly only 2 to 3 LiPos per day or even fewer. If you are one of those pilots, then the NX69 connector system should definitely not cause you any problems after this video. But I'm curious about your feedback.
By the way, the new NX69 Nitro Nectar 300 mAh LiPos are currently available at a very reasonable price from NewBeeDrone for just $120 for 40 LiPos and 10 NX69 connectors. Please use my NewBeeDrone affiliate link in the video description to purchase the LiPos if you appreciate my work and if you want to support me. With every set of 4 LiPos you get an NX69 connector included with an AWG20 cable. The cable is, according to NewBeeDrone, directly soldered, not crimped, which provides better performance. I am glad that NewBeeDrone decided for AWG20 cable. This way, more VOOP pilots can experience how good the flight feeling is with an AWG20 cable. Some time ago I made a video where I showed and proved that there is a difference in the voltage situation between AWG20 and the thinner stock AWG22 cable. Link to the video can be found in the video description.
Pro tip for long-lasting LiPos. If you're flying over concrete and want to protect your LiPos, use a LiPo condom. You can make one from heat shrink, 3D print one, or cut one from a 2mm foam sheet. It doesn't matter how you do it. What's important is that the front of your LiPo is protected in case of impact on concrete. To replace or remove the NX69 connector, you first need to heat up the glue that covers the solder joints with some warm air and remove it with a sharp object. After that, you can lift the plastic stoppers with a sharp object and pull the pin out of the connector from the back. Then you can desolder the pins, clean them, or do whatever you want. I wish you a lot of fun with your NewBeeDrone products and hope I was able to help you a little with this video.
Some additional information can be found in the video description. Please watch my many other tutorials on this YouTube channel if you want to know more about how to modify a tiny boop or how to learn FPV flying and racing.